Hello, I'm Papia. In this problem, we have to evaluate this function logarithm of x base 2 at x equals 64. So, in order to find the function value at x equals 64, we actually have to evaluate f of 64. And how do we do that? Well, you just plug in that x value in the expression for the function. So, we have to evaluate logarithm of 64 base 2. And we have to evaluate this value without using a calculator. So let's think about it. What is the definition of a logarithm function, or how we evaluate a value for a logarithm function? Well, recall that logarithm is an inverse to an exponential function. Now, this particular logarithm has a base 2, so it is inverse to the exponential function 2 to the power x. Okay, why are we thinking that way? Because that will help us figure out this value, which I put a question mark there. Okay, think about what is the equivalent statement to this one in terms of the exponential function. The equivalent statement is this. So we want to find this value. It's equivalent to saying 2 raised to what number, and that same number is equal to 64. This is how these two functions are related, the logarithm and its inverse, the exponential. So logarithm of 64 base 2 is the number. When you raise 2 to the power that number, you get 64. So let's think about it. 2 to the power what is 64? Well, we all know that 2 to the power 6 is equal to 64. And therefore, our answer is that power, 6. So one more time, logarithm of 64 base 2 is 6 because 2 to the power 6 is equal to 64. Thank you.